What it do? Bedtime crew. Amen. Listen. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. It's Outlaw. Fucking obviously. You're on the Outlaw MMA YouTube channel. What do you expect? Jokes aside, I know I haven't posted in like over a month. I'm sorry. Life has been hectic. Views were up. Everything was going well. And I just fucking disappeared. But I will be making it up to you guys. I'm probably going to drop 2 videos tonight. And then we have part 1, which is this video of my UFC International Fight Week breakdown. Of course, I'm going to do the entire card, but I don't want to do one long-ass video, so I'm going to split it probably into 2 or 3 parts. The 3 fights on the card I'm going to be focused on in this video are Sandhagen versus Bautista, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Paddy Pimblett, and of course, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2. Jesus Christ, my intros are never that long, but let's get straight into it. So the first fight I'm going to be predicting on this card is Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista. This fight is getting slept on like crazy, and I don't know why. This is going to be a banger. So Bautista low-key has put together like a super solid win streak, and not that many people are talking about it. Of course, we know this is a rematch, and Sandhagen submitted Bautista in their first meeting. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think he submitted him in the first round also, and that was back in 2019, I believe. Obviously, their first fight was 7 years ago, so both these guys have grown. They're both 10 times the fighter now that they were then. But man, I just can't feel like that Corey is kind of at a cap. He's not getting much better. He's kind of been the same guy the past few years. We really haven't seen any drastic improvements at all, honestly. But like with Bautista, we've seen him taking a leap in skill fight to fight to fight. He's been steady getting better, obviously. Where I feel like Corey's just kind of been this version of himself for 3 years now. I definitely think Corey is funner to watch. He's the better athlete. He's faster. But I think Bautista has really mixed the martial arts and gotten better all around much more than Sandhagen has. I just think that Mario has the ability to mix this fight up much more than Corey has. I mean, at this point in 2026, we kind of know what we're getting with Corey Sandhagen. Like, we're not going to fucking see Corey Sandhagen come out here and try to shoot a fucking double leg on Mario Bautista. Like, it's just not going to happen with the type of fighter he is. Like I said, I definitely think Corey is twitchier and faster, but I think Mario has better timing. I might get fucking crucified for that, but like, the knee he hit Umar with was crazy. We know what Sandhagen brings. His kicks are amazing. He's got good combos. But I do think Bautista can kind of fuck up Corey's rhythm a little bit with his footwork. I think he'll be able to keep Corey just uncomfortable enough, you know what I mean? Disrupting his combos, disrupting the rhythm. But dude, you never fucking know. Sandhagen still might even be better on the ground, but I don't know, since Bautista has gotten so much better in the past few years. Honestly, I love this matchup. I don't think either one of these guys is like clearly levels above the other. I think this is an amazing matchup, and I think it's going to get bantamweight moving well. Of course, I have to break down you guys the facts with no bias and, you know, no opinion of who I'm going for, but personally, I do have Corey Sandhagen winning. I believe that his weapons will prevail. I should go more into that now. Of course, we know Bautista has to pressure him. He has to make it ugly, but Corey's just so hard to keep still. The biggest thing is Bautista really going to be able to get past the range and all the weapons of Corey Sandhagen? Like I said, we know he's kind of capped out at this level, but it's still a pretty high fucking level, and he's one of the best strikers in the UFC. Of course, we know that Sandhagen is somewhat similar to an O'Malley. Of course, I think he's better on the ground, but the striking is somewhat comparable in the way they mix things up so well. You know, Corey's throwing that leg kick, he's switching stances, he's throwing knees up the middle, he's keeping you guessing. So it could just be all too much, and it could overload Bautista, and this could just be a kickboxing match at range for 15 minutes, which 99 times out of 100, Sandhagen wins that. I believe if Sandhagen wants to win this, his keys to victory are trying to maintain distance, attacking the legs, and trying his best to stay off the fence. You know, he really can't let Bautista get comfortable and get in a rhythm either, so both of these guys are going to try to be breaking the other's rhythm. Corey's going to have to keep the fight long at a range where Bautista is not comfortable. He's going to have to flash that knee up the middle. But onto Bautista's keys to victory: pressure, 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 pressure immediately. Mix in the wrestling, keep Corey guessing, don't let him know what you're going to do. Pressure, 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 make Corey think defensively so he can't just enter that flow state and pick you apart. Mix it up so he has to worry about everything, so he doesn't really get comfortable and enter that zone where he can just throw whatever he wants and crack you with it. Of course, I'm not trying to downplay Bautista's skill on the feet, but he's not going to beat Sandhagen in a sniper's match. I think Bautista has moments early, but I think Sandhagen kind of pulls away with this one. Bautista, if he really has improved that much, might even still around with the grappling. But over 15, I just don't see a way where Corey's creativity, movement, and striking skill doesn't take this over. I got it 29-28 or 30-27 Corey Sandhagen. But with that being said, on to the next matchup of Benoit Saint-Denis versus Paddy Pimblett. And honestly, this might be even harder to predict than the last fight. If you would have asked me a year ago who I thought was going to win this fight, I probably would have said BSD without even thinking. But dude, Paddy's kind of like Bautista in a way where he fucking improves every fight. And after seeing what Gaethje did to Topuria, I don't know if Paddy losing to Gaethje really is aging bad at all. BSD kind of fights like a fucking retarded zombie in a way. No breaks, no hesitation, he's coming to kill a man. I'll be honest, I think both of these guys' biggest issues is their striking defense. They both have the most atrocious striking defense. Holy fuck. I think Paddy's biggest improvement in his UFC career, honestly, is patience and game planning. Early on, he came in crazy against everybody and was getting rocked by fucking bums and got beat up by Jared Gordon. But now, I mean, guys, we kind of saw Paddy have moments against Gaethje on the feet. I don't think Paddy's striking is dog shit. His defense is dog shit, but I think he has some decent striking. Decent enough, anyway. Of course, in Paddy's most recent fight, I didn't like how he didn't go to the grappling and kind of just fought with his ego and just struck with Gaethje. But I think we know when Paddy does want to impose it, he is a very, very dangerous grappler. If BSD gets the fight to the ground and gets in control, it's a fucking nightmare. If Paddy gets the fight to the ground and is in control, it's also a fucking nightmare. Both of these guys are such lethal grapplers. Paddy's got a really good fucking chin. They're both fairly sloppy on the feet, I won't lie. BSD's pressure is going to be one of his biggest paths to victory in this, I think. So Benoit's main keys to victory are pressuring from the open bell and not really letting the foot off unless he absolutely has to. Work the body. Of course, I don't think Paddy's fucking soft to the body, but we did just see him go down from a solar plexus shot from Gaethje. So if BSD can aim that jab at the chest or throw that knee at the chest, it could do some damage. Make it ugly, force exchanges, put Paddy in positions he doesn't want to be in. For Pimblett, I say his biggest keys to victory are number one, most importantly, patience. Do not crack under the pressure, counter his shots, and remain patient throughout the entire fight. BSD kind of turns into a fucking retard with the pressure sometimes, so I think some counters will be there for Paddy. This is more so for both guys, but attack submissions during transitions. Don't let either guy feel an ounce of comfort on the ground. Make sure it feels dangerous for both of them 24/7. I think this will be fight of the night. Back and forth, momentum switches, damage on both sides. But dude, I'm just still not super high on BSD. I'll be honest, I do think Paddy is more skilled than him. I mean, we kind of all saw what Moicano did to BSD, so I've probably got to go with a Paddy late submission. We know what the main event is. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2. Little fucking feud of a thing, yeah? This fight, I'm actually interested in. There's about 10 unanswered questions that we won't get the answer to until the cage door closes. You don't just kind of take 5 years off the hardest sport in the world and come back elite. That's not really how that works. So Conor might be fucked here. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing that's going to change that. But on the other hand, I don't think Holloway is in his prime anymore either. I mean, we've seen him getting hurt. We've seen him get clipped more. We've seen him get almost finished by a fucking 47-year-old Dustin Poirier. So in a way, both of these fights between these guys we saw way before their primes and also after their primes. So that's war after war after war against the best in the world for Holloway. That's 5 years of a shit ton of damage. Damage that McGregor hasn't felt. So I definitely think Conor might come in, maybe the fresher fighter. He might look more like, not his old self as in the 2016 Conor, but the 2020, 2021 McGregor than people are thinking. People love talking about Conor's left hand, but in my eyes, what made Conor so special was never some God-given power or anything like that. It was perfection in his timing. This guy literally would make you get out of position without even knowing it, just so he could fire back with something he knew would finish the fight. That's what he fucking ruined Jose Aldo's life with. That's what he beat the fuck out of Eddie Alvarez with. But the question is, in 2026, after the nasty leg break, after 5 years out, after all the substance abuse or whatever you want to say, is that timing still going to be there? We know since the first time these guys fought, Holloway has stayed active. He's gotten much better. He's one of the best featherweights ever. His boxing has evolved tremendously. His cardio is amazing. His kicks have gotten better, especially as of recent time. At 70, neither man has to make a brutal fucking weight cut in the mid-30s, which I think will equal in both guys coming in fresher than we think. In my opinion, Conor has 10 minutes to win this fight. If he doesn't clip and finish Holloway in the first 2 rounds, well, then I'm afraid we know what happens. Conor is likely going to come out early, applying the pressure, throwing that straight left down the pipe, trying to make Max uncomfortable and clip him. If Max gets reckless, like we saw him do against Poirier, Conor 100% can clip him and put him out. He might not knock him out cold, because I don't think anybody besides Ilya will do that, but where Poirier did hurt him and tried to jump the fucking gilly, I believe Poirier could have ground and pound TKO'd Holloway. I think Conor can do the same thing if he catches him and capitalizes on it the way Poirier didn't. But in rounds 3, 4, and 5, that's where Holloway is going to take this fight over if it makes it there. Nobody increases the volume like Holloway. Holloway's cardio is not going to break the same way Conor's will. If Conor slows down literally even 10-15%, it gets a lot uglier for him very quickly. Yeah, Conor can come out early, shock the world, hurt Holloway, but if it makes it into the second, into the third, and that ring rust starts to play an effect, because, oh, I haven't been in this position in fucking 8 years, well, we know what's going to happen. I think for the first 5 minutes, Conor looks like he's going to get that storybook comeback. He's clipping Max, he's hurting Max, he might even bloody Max up a little bit. But I do trust a slightly diminished version of Holloway more than I do a version of Conor we haven't seen fight in over 5 years, coming off a terrible injury, not training, abusing his body. As the fight goes longer, I think Holloway just kind of puts that snowball effect on him and really starts piecing him up. You know, the version of me that was a little kid watching Conor versus Poirier 2 would love to say that Conor can come back, KO Max, and do it. It would be amazing for the storyline of the sport. It would be the best comeback in sports history, but this is reality. This is the fight game. This is not a Disney movie. I've got Holloway by a 4th round TKO, corner stoppage, something like that. Although, I don't think this fight is completely lopsided. I think Conor has a better shot than people are giving him. Does that mean this is 50-50? Fuck no. Does it mean it's 90-10? Maybe. Does it mean it's 80-20 or 75-25? I think it's something more like that. But people are acting like Conor's coming back to an undefeated killer with the best boxing in the UFC, so slick on defense. No. Truth is, Max's chin has deteriorated. He gets caught. He was getting pieced up by Charles Oliveira on the feet and got wobbled at the end. So I won't count Conor out 100%. I definitely won't pick him, but that's part 1 of a 3-video series. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's your boy Outlaw. Thank you guys for everything. Peace out.